Run the gambit. Have you ever heard people using this blatantly incorrect expression or read it in a magazine or an article? I have many times. According to the Grammarphobia blog, here are just a few examples of the many times that this mistake has been printed in respected journals or magazines. Villa options run the gambit from deluxe pads to rustic fincas, from The Guardian. Let's run the gambit of possible outcomes, which, not surprisingly, range from everyone dies to everyone dies. Huffington Post. Every time I hear or read this incorrect expression, I just want to shout out, no, that's not how you say it. Stop saying run the gambit. Today's video is my contribution to ridding the world of this egregious error. But before, just a few quick reminders. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and share this video with anyone else you think might find it interesting or helpful. So, how does this expression actually go? What is it supposed to be if it's not run the gambit? It is run the gamut. So gamut and gambit are the two words that people get confused. Okay? And again, it's understandable. Their pronunciation is not that different, but it is different. And their meaning is worlds apart. Both of these words are beautiful and fantastic additions to your vocabulary. So today, let's learn both of them, understand what they mean, understand the difference, so you can use both these words correctly and really impress people. Let's start with gambit. So this is the word that people incorrectly use in that phrase, run the gambit, right? It's not run the gambit, it's run the gamut. But let's start with the word gambit, because that's the one people incorrectly use. So what is gambit? A gambit refers to a clever, strategic move that is made with the intention of gaining an advantage later on. You will often hear it in the context of chess, where maybe a player sacrifices a piece early on, but they do it because it's going to give them an advantage later on. I've often heard the phrase opening gambit. That reminds me, there is a fantastic Netflix mini-series called The Queen's Gambit. And no surprises, it is about chess. It is about the life of this young orphan girl named Elizabeth Harmon. And she is a chess prodigy, so it kind of takes you through her life. It's fantastic. It's a must watch. And after you watch that word gambit is definitely going to be really imprinted on your brain. This word gambit comes from the Italian word gambetto, and that means tripping someone up. In chess, the idea is to make an opening move, an opening gambit that is going to throw your opponent off balance. Over time, it has been used more broadly to describe any move that is calculated or strategic. Here are two examples of gambit in action. His opening gambit in negotiations was to offer a discount, knowing that it would make the client more agreeable. So he was giving up a little bit up front because he knew that that would get him more later on. Gambit. The politician's gambit of sharing personal stories helped win over skeptical voters. So, a move that was made to get something later on. Gambit. Now let's look at the word gamut. And again, let me remind you, this is the word that should have been used instead of gambit in our phrase. Okay, run the gamut. So what does gamut mean? It refers to the complete range or spectrum of something. Think of it as the full extent or entirety of possibilities. The origin of gamut is actually really fascinating. It comes from the world of music, and it comes from Latin, gamma ut. And gamma referred to the lowest note in the musical scale, and ut was at that time the first of the solfege notes, right? The solfege notes are do, re, mi, fa. At that time, it wasn't do, re, mi, it was ut, re, mi. So gamma referred to the lowest scale, and ut was the first of the solfege notes. But then over time, gamma ut came to refer to not just that lowest note in the first solfege, but the entire scale. So gamma ut became gamut. And over time, it evolved to mean the entire range of anything. Here are a couple of examples. The movie's emotional arc runs the gamut from laughter to tears. The word gamut makes sense here because you're talking emotions do have a range. So this movie covered a wide range of emotions going from laughter to tears. Here is another example. Her wardrobe covers the gamut of styles, from casual to formal. So styles can also be considered to be a spectrum, a range, right? You could have semi-formal, formal, semi-casual, casual. So this sentence is saying she had clothes that would be appropriate for any of those styles, the entire gamut. And notice in this sentence, instead of run the gamut, we said covers the gamut. That is also another way in which this word is used. So let us recap. Gamut is the entire range of possibilities. And gambit is a clever strategic move designed to gain an advantage. It is never running the gambit. It is always running the gamut, or run the gamut, or cover the gamut. Now, you are not going to be one of those people going around saying, run the gambit. You're welcome. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time.